Today on DNVR Buffs Live, we have been spending the last 24 hours drinking through a fire hose when it comes to learning about our guy, Brennan Marion, the new offensive coordinator at Colorado. We talk all about that and much, much more in just a few minutes. Let's go!
Hell yeah.
Squad!
Welcome into the Toyota Lounge, driven by your Front Range Toyota stores. Toyota, the official vehicle of DNVR. I ain't gonna lie, last 24 hours probably the most fun I've had on this job since the Iowa State win.
That's gotta be. It's funny, I was talking to someone a couple times over the last week or so, and they're like, man, like, this is going wrong and that's going wrong and this person's pissed and that person's pissed. And I was like, we just need one piece of good news. All we need is one piece of good news and everything will be okay and the ship will feel steadied. And I couldn't have been more prophetic because all of a sudden we get one piece of good news. And by the way, it is some great fucking news.
Yes.
But then you've got like commits coming in.
Oh, yeah.
And players tweeting excitement.
Yes.
And it's just all it took was one piece of good news to stop the flow going one way and send it back the other way. And now we're cooking.
Needed it.
Yeah, bro. Like I said to you before the show, bro, these last 20 so hours have been kind of electric, bro. It's been a lot of fun since that news kind of broke while we were live on the show yesterday. And yeah, it's been trying to learn about this go-go offense and what it might look like and learn about Brennan Marion and his tendencies and what he likes to do. And it's been exciting, man. We got some recruiting news today, in addition to the 2026 recruiting class that we'll get into. Some more kind of eyeballs out there as well. There's some potential other guys. It's going to be a fun show.
Yes, not a lot of time to waste at all. So let's get down into it. Literally, I went home last night, immediately popped on the UNLV film because that was when this offense was at its best. Watched a little bit of Sac State, watching all his install videos on YouTube, all his interviews on YouTube. Biggest takeaways from what you learned from Brennan Marion and the go-go offense. Who wants to start?
Let's see. I have some notes here. You know it's good when I start taking notes. I'll start here because it's one thing that I've seen a few times. So maybe it's not my biggest takeaway, but you got to understand that I have been a Brennan Marion truther for the last about 5 years. So I already know a lot. But this is one kind of narrative that I've seen out there that I just happened to stumble upon Brennan Marion addressing directly. And I think this is great news. In a clinic where he was talking to a group of high school coaches, he was talking about what you need to run this offense. He says you need one wide receiver who can stretch the field, two dog running backs, and a quarterback that you can trust to distribute.
Yeah.
Not a quarterback that can run, not a dual threat, not a freak athlete.
Yeah.
A quarterback that you can trust to distribute. And if I can now put into my own words what I think that means, it's a quarterback who knows what they're looking at. A quarterback who can read what the defense is showing them and attack the part of it that is vulnerable to what they're calling. And so Julian Lewis, as much as some people might think you need a dual threat for this, Julian Lewis might actually be the perfect fit because we saw what he can do with his legs, which is not nothing. And it's actually probably better than what Shador offered from a running standpoint. But this is a guy who prides himself upon understanding what he's looking at and attacking it correctly beyond that. So I'm really excited, and that was really exciting for me to see Brennan Marion talking about that because Julian Lewis is a great fit. And he even went on to say, like, we've had guys in this offense who can't run, who still put up some rushing yards. Right. And we've had guys who can really run who put up a ton of rushing yards, but it's not about the ability to run as much as it is about the ability to distribute. And Julian Lewis is a true point guard in the purest sense of the word.
Hell yeah.
It's a great fit, and it was one of the biggest takeaways I had as well. I tweeted it about an hour ago, kind of that whole thing as well. And, you know, Brennan Marion talking about he doesn't have to be a great runner, that guy at the quarterback spot. Sure, you like, and it's going to be used. The quarterback's legs are going to be utilized in this offense, just as how it is, but it definitely doesn't have to be the focal point because he can certainly scheme up, you know, pass concepts just as creatively as he does the run concepts. So that was cool to see. I definitely was seeing that narrative out there yesterday, like, whoa, is this the best fit for Julian and his play style? Yeah, it is. And maybe not the best fit, but I know Brennan Marion can certainly cater it to Julian's skill set and whatnot. For me, my biggest takeaway was just the creativity part of it, right? Coach Prime basically talked about it a few weeks ago when he was talking about this team's first down inefficiency and how they need to be better at staying on schedule. It was part of the reason why in Julian Lewis's first start, the average third down distance was 11.8 yards because of that inefficiency on first down. So when I asked Coach Primer about that, what's the key to that? Being creative. And what is Brennan Marion's calling card? Being creative. Literally in his philosophy of this go-go offense, he says this offense errs on the side of creativity. And you see it littered throughout the game tape at whatever stop, whether it is UNLV, whether it was Sacramento State this year, even before them. Like, that is a staple of this offense. On first down in particular, like, they put themselves in advantageous situations on second and third down because of how efficient and creative they are on first down. And that's just going to be massive, man. And in the run game as well, right? We talked about the next step. I said it right after the West Virginia game that you got to get a dog running back in here. And it'll help if you just have an elite running game in terms of how it's schemed up and whatnot. The last couple of years, man, Sac State this year averaged 262 rushing yards a game. Third in FCS. The year before that, UNLV 251 rushing yards a game. That's gonna get the job done.
There's no way Colorado's hit that number once.
No chance. So this is he checks so many boxes, man. I said after the show, head coach, quarterback coach, running back coach, receivers coach, offensive coordinator. He has done it all, and that is what this offense need. And he's a young guy as well. He's relatable. To be frank, he is the exact opposite of the previous offensive coordinator, which is in every way pretty much, which is really what this offense needed.
Yep. Let's start off from a football standpoint. From a football standpoint, this is, I mean, just first off, watching his offense and you look at it in the two backs, the go-go formations and all that, he definitely has like his own style, right? Like he's going to bring this to Colorado. This is what they're going to run. It's going to look... They're the first FBS team to ever run the go-go offense, basically, which is very exciting in and of itself.
Yeah, you saw Pitt obviously work some of those concepts in there and also a little bit at Texas.
Yes.
But neither place was he the play caller.
Yes. And if you go watch Sacramento State, I mean, that's just what they ran. It's literally like UNLV when he was the offensive coordinator there. He says a lot of things that I just absolutely love. Players, not plays. And I think that, you know, that's really where this offense came from too, the go-go offense. When you hear him talking about it and how he's at these like high school, like lower level, like jobs, like his literally first jobs. And he's like, well, you know, we only had like 6 offensive linemen. You know what I mean? Like we had to get by with what we had. So I had to be very creative. And that's where this kind of came from. How do you not just get excited imagining this offense with all the athletes that Colorado has, the running backs they have, the quarterback that they have, and how he's going to, you know, highlight them and implement them. From a football standpoint, it's very exciting. Now about the actual hire, this is amazing. This is the best hire, I think, of the Coach Prime era at Colorado. And I think for multiple reasons.
I'll take it a step further and say I think it's the best hire Colorado football has made outside of Coach Prime in 15 years.
Love that. And the process of the hire too. Let's talk about this real quick because a lot of people were on Coach Prime's head about being accountable and about, you know, getting rid of his friends, all this stuff, right? You don't hire Brennan Marion unless you're going to allow him to be Brennan Marion. It wouldn't work unless you did it that way, where you have him install his whole offense, be the play caller, basically control the whole thing. And I think that's where a lot of gripes have come about this program is Coach Prime is obviously a great like figurehead and like CEO type coach. And I think he kind of swallowed his pride a little bit with this hire, where he's really going to allow Brennan Marion to just run the entire offense type of thing. So you can kill that narrative, I think, because it just doesn't make sense to bring him in and try and, meddle in it at all. You got to let him be Brennan Marion and do what he does as a recruiter, as a coach, as a play caller. So
I do think Brennan Marion is also swallowing his pride a little bit here.
Absolutely he is.
And so I think there might be some compromise on both sides happening here in terms of I think Brennan Marion might think that he can advance his offense to, the next level at Colorado, to where if he wants to be a Power 4 head coach, he can show, hey, look, my stuff works at this level. And in the clinic that I watched from him, he's talking about how every place he goes, they're laughing at him saying, this won't work at this level. And every time he proves that it does. So he's going to be able to do that. And I think he's also going to be able to say, look, I'm working with a 5-star pocket, maybe not pocket passer, but 5-star true thrower of the football.
Yes.
And watch what I can do with that too additionally. So while Coach Prime doesn't come in and say, you need to do this, this, and this, I think there is some hey, work with me together so we can advance this to the next level.
Absolutely. And the fact that this man was literally a head coach at Sacramento State. They are committing a lot of resources to that program. And if we could talk about that if you guys want to a bit later, it sounds like maybe they've regressed in terms of getting to the FBS like they thought they would.
Yep.
Recently, and that could be why he made this move. But
I think it was
to go from a head coach from a rising program to going back to an OC. I mean, we've seen this before with Sean Lewis. That's the definition of swallowing your pride, and really just being about advancing your offense. Trying to learn and just be the best coach you can be. Shout
out to Coach Prime for getting this right in my mind, because this was taking a chance, right? This was an outside the box hire, if you ask me. And I said a couple weeks ago, I tweeted it this offensive coordinator hire is going to define the offseason. And for him to get it done this early too, right after the season, I think is impressive. And Brennan Marion, released a statement today, his first statement since becoming Colorado's offensive coordinator. He goes, humbled to be sought out by the best to ever do it in football, which tells me that, Coach Prime went looking for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And obviously, they knew of each other. They had some interactions in the past, right? There's some common threads, but
any chance Coach Prime listened to the show and heard that?
I mean, maybe. I don't think we can rule it out.
Needed to hear that.
Like I said, clearly, Coach Prime went and identified him and sought Brennan Marion out because ostensibly he believes in what he can do and what he can potentially do for this offense and his stable of playmakers and his quarterback in particular, right? Because this is what this is really all about. Julian Lewis is at the center of all of this.
Yes.
His success is what's really most important for this team. And if he succeeds, this program will continue to ascend the way a lot of people thought it would after the 2024 season.
And just going back to my original point, I don't think Brennan Marion would have taken this job if he didn't think that Julian Lewis can ball out in this system.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
So that's exciting to me. Next thing, and this is actually probably my biggest takeaway, is that Colorado finally has an identity on offense.
Yes.
And Brennan Marion does not split hairs about what this identity is. It's a 2-back power run vertical shot system.
Yes.
That is the system. You will never again ask, what is Colorado trying to do? If you've ever watched a game called by Brennan Marion, at no point in the game are you asking yourself, what is their plan to do? What are they trying to accomplish out there? They are trying to get north and south in the run game. They're going to run duo, counter off duo, deep shot. And if that isn't music to my ears, and then you hear about, okay, well, Brennan Marion loves to recruit. Why does he love to recruit? Because he knows exactly what he's looking for. What he needs. He knows exactly what he needs. When you're recruiting in the CFB video game, you specifically know exactly what you want to put onto your team to fit into your offense, so that whether that's a speed receiver, a dual threat quarterback, or a power running back, whatever it may be, that's how Brennan Marion is. He's been doing this, and he knows exactly what he wants at every single position. So he just goes out on the recruiting trail and says, ooh, that would work. I need that in my offense. And now he's going to have probably the best opportunity he's had to be able to find guys that fit exactly what he wants to do. And that's something you can only do if you know exactly what you want to do.
Hell yeah.
And that's so exciting to me as well.
Great point. With that,
speaking of, someone in the comments just said no more bubble screens. I texted you guys. Actually, I texted this to Jake and one other person. Quote, let me see if I can find it. In one of the clinics I was watching. Here we go. We do not want to be a sideways team. We're not cute and finesse.
Love. Oh, wow.
let's go.
And
Love that.
And I watched, I don't know, several games last night. I saw one screen. Mm-hmm. Not that screens are the end of the world, but people are really sick of them around here. Right?
Yeah.
I saw one screen. It was out of like a diamond formation to the boundary.
Yep.
That
sounds about right.
Yes.
On all levels.
Yes.
Out of diamond into the boundary. Yep.
Yes.
That sounds like Brennan Marion.
And it was like, oh my God, like this team really is, or this offense really is north and south all the way.
Definitely.
Yep. Last thing before I take our break, Coach Prime, this is, I think, exactly what he wants to run. This is exactly why he hired Sean Lewis 3 years ago, to run this style of offense. Now, did they have the personnel at that point to do it how Sean Lewis has it drawn up? Absolutely not. They needed a lot of time, and I think that, losing him and all that whole situation really hurt, because I think this is just how he wants to play football. You go watch those JSU teams.
Exactly.
They were downhill, man. They were giving Syvion Wilkerson the ball with a head of steam. So this is, I think, exactly what he wants to do with this program, and identity and all that stuff. There's been a lot of questions about that over the last 2-3 years at this point. Now clearly exactly what Coach Prime wants this program to look like.
Yeah, absolutely. And one last thing that we haven't necessarily talked about is the pace.
Yes.
He talks a lot about wanting to create a fifth quarter, meaning we run so many plays, it's like we played 5 quarters of football. I saw it I wonder if one of you guys can find how many plays per game Colorado ran this year. It's got to be bad. But in one of the clips I saw him talking, he was like, last season we ran 78 plays per game, and that's not enough.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that like is talked about a lot when talking about playing at altitude.
Yes.
And I don't know if I've ever really seen someone do it super successfully and how that can work, except for like in basketball. Like George Karl came and wanted to run his like up and down system, and you saw those Nuggets teams with the ability to like run teams off the floor. And it's certainly an advantage that you have playing at altitude. So if they actually get this tempo going and this pace going and create that fifth quarter, it could be a huge, huge weapon to use against teams, especially in home games.
Thanks.
For sure. All right, let's take our first break, and then we'll talk more the installing the go-go offense scheme, basically how it works and what it could look like at Colorado. Who's going to be the biggest beneficiary of the go-go outside of Julian Lewis at Colorado? But first, a shout-out to our friends over at Aura Frames. Fellas, listen up. Don't wait until the week before Christmas to get your mom, your wife, your girlfriend, your sister. Don't wait to get them gifts. Just hit up Aura Frames right now. Y'all already know what it is. Those picture frames that have all the rolling pictures, kind of like Harry Potter, actually, going through. But Aura is a little bit different. You get unlimited photo and video space, and it's all through Wi-Fi and all that stuff too. You just download an app on your phone, upload all the pictures and videos that you want to roll on your Carver mat frame, and just show off all the memories, all the good times, and get the ladies in your life a nice gift as well. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver mat frames. It's named #1 by Wirecutter. Use promo code DNVR at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code DNVR. This deal is exclusive to listeners, and frames sell it fast. Order now to get it in time for the holidays, and support the show by mentioning us at checkout with code DNVR. Terms and conditions apply.
I know you're using Aura Frames to give gifts to all the lovely ladies in your life.
Why are you spoiling this on the show, bro?
They'll be all right. They know what's going on. But shout out to the squad, our good friends over at Game Time as well. I don't know if y'all knew this, but the World Cup is finally coming back to North America for the first time since 1994, and it is absolutely electric. Me personally, I can't wait. But a lot of people, as exciting as that is, it's tough to get tickets, right? It's kind of brutal sometimes to get tickets, man. 48 teams playing in America for the first time, like I said, since 1994. That's why Game Time is such a lifesaver, man. It gives the advantage back to fans with tickets to all the matchups you care about, man. You can track price drops in real time. You can get alerts when seats open up and grab tickets the moment they hit the app, all backed by the Game Time guarantee. So take the guesswork out of buying soccer tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem that code DNVR for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it, Jakey?
Game time. All right. Let's talk about installing this thing, what it could look like at Colorado and why it is, considered one of the, best up and coming, most fascinating new offenses in football at this point.
For sure, yeah.
Start us off, Scott.
Yeah. If you can just pull up that screenshot, this is Brennan Marion's go-go installation for his offense. Like, I think we can just kind of go right down this list here at the top, right? Philosophy. How you play without the football determines how much you love your teammates.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Love that quote.
And to me, that's talking right to his receiving room.
Yep.
Amen.
The position that he used to play in college, the position that he has coached at a couple different spots. If you want the rock, you better block.
Yep. But also, it applies to the running backs because
No
there's
doubt.
two out there.
Yep.
Which means at least one of them is blocking.
You're going to be blocking if you're a running back on this team.
100%. Let's go. You go organic. That's kind of what I alluded to earlier. Err on the side of creativity. He goes, we don't do what everybody else does. Like, we do what we do, and we do it well. And it's creative, and it keeps defenses on their heels, and really just keeps them guessing on every snap. Just the way he marries the play action, the run, and the pass concepts, they all look the same. Mm-hmm. And like I said, that just keeps linebackers, safeties, corners just on their heels and keeping them guessing. Toughness. This is what you mentioned earlier, RK. We are a two-back, power run, vertical shot team. That's the identity. And honestly, that really fits, I think, what Colorado's personnel, and we'll get to a little bit more. We'll skip down to the bottom and talk about personnel. We need one vertical threat. I think there's a vertical threat or two on this Colorado football roster. Two running backs. I think there are at least two really talented running backs who fit what Brennan Marion wants to do on this roster. And we mentioned it earlier, a quarterback who can distribute. Doesn't have to be a runner, just somebody who can distribute, see the field. And then you go back up to pace. RK was alluding to this right before the break. 2-minute pace at all times to create a fifth quarter to wear opponents down physically and mentally. And that's dope anywhere, but particularly when you have the elevation on your side, right? Mm-hmm. Particularly when you have opponents coming up to, 5,300 feet above sea level with that elevation. It gasses people up, particularly if you're trying to run 70, 80, sometimes even 90 offensive plays. And that's kind of, like I said, just the gist, the philosophy of this go-go offense, man. It's so much to like here.
Now, what would it look like on the field? Yaya, go ahead and let's run through these formations. These are, I've literally never seen this outside of any offense but the go-go offense. So there's the go-go backs, kind of like out of pistol. This is one play. That's also Jaden Rashada at quarterback, by the way.
Yep.
Go to the next. What's up?
Did not have a lot of success.
No, he took a pretty big hit and ended up missing a lot of games. Very next play, they're basically in full house pistol.
Yep.
Pretty much. I can't remember exactly which play is, but you cannot tell which way the ball is going out of that type of look.
No. Oh, I love this look, bro. Just imagine like Trackhawk back there with Dallin and Micah, or Trackhawk back there with Simeon and Cam or Draylon. Like, man, it just felt like we knew that there was talent in the running back room this past year, but like I said, it never seemed like there was like a clear and concise plan of how to utilize them. That won't be the case again here in 2026.
Facts. Next one, please, Yaya. Here, this was a massive run. This is like all five guys, all eligible players are on the left side of the ball here. Just draw a line across the ball right there. There's 4 total defenders to the boundary side of the field. first off, you're outnumbered to the top. They don't even run a play to the top, though. They just run inside zone to that like weak side, and there's no one over the top to really chase down the back. It just keeps you guessing every time with these unbalanced formations. This one is to the field, but he does run that formation into the boundary stuff quite often too. Next one, please. Yeah. This one is the same. So exactly what I was saying last time. Formation into the boundary here now. I mean, you have one receiver down to the bottom, but you got 4 guys to the boundary right there. He's just basically playing with the defense in terms of their alignment and what they're trying to do. It's going to mess with how defenses work fundamentally. And it's going to stress how they work fundamentally, especially, when it comes to these types of situations, formation into the boundary when guys are running all over to the field. Is there one more?
I mean, hold on, if you just go back to that one real quickly, if you can. Like, I mean, they are all the way. I mean, it's similar to this one as well. Like, they are all the way on the left hash.
Yes.
And typically, defenses would be like, well, there's no way they're going to run this into the boundary. But Brennan Marion is the type of coach who he plays into that kind of thinking that defensive coaches has. Well, he will definitely have players into the boundary and run into the boundary, pass concept into the boundary. I posted one today where I think it was, the 3 running back set, kind of the diamond look in the backfield where it's kind of the play action. It looks like power, but, the third running back just uses that track like he's going to go block the corner, but he just turns it into a wheel route. Like, that type of stuff is going to make defenses want to pull their hair out.
This is just a nasty formation, too.
It really
it's kind of, real quick, go back again. It's kind of that pistol with the running back behind him and one flanking him. And then you have like this sniffer tight end right there, too. Like, I mean, there's no way you're going to be able to just guess based on formation what Colorado's going to be doing offensively.
And that was the other thing is basically in one of the clinics I was watching, he was talking about how they basically run their entire package of plays out of all of these formations.
Yes.
And so out of every one of these formations, you have the base run, you have the counter run, you have a play action pass, you have a reverse, you have a jet. Like, you have no idea what's coming because there's no essential formational tendencies.
Exactly.
And as soon as you think there is one, is when they counter it.
Exactly.
And one other thing, just talking about that, like keeping defense on their toes. I watched a play last night, 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8, he calls an inside run, goes for a long touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he is not afraid to run it.
He does not care.
No, down and distance doesn't really phase him. And again, that's another thing that's going to keep defenses on their toes, where a lot of times, all right, they're 1st and 10 here. This is kind of the set of plays that they run. They're 2nd and short. This is kind of the set of plays that they run. Like, he doesn't work in that kind of typical way of thinking. And that is, like I said, is just what this offense really needs, man.
And last one, and this is why it's kind of a quarterback-friendly system. He just plays a numbers game, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the screen right there. You have 4 receivers down to the boundary there, and then you have a safety over the top. But basically, if you run a screen out of this formation, you were out the gate for almost 5-6 yards at least, right?
Get the point of attack captured, and you're gone,
And that's an easy throw for that quarterback.
Exactly.
Because it's
into the boundary.
into the boundary,
throw.
exactly, which goes against conventional wisdom.
Definitely.
Yes, and then you just get almost a one-on-one up top too. Put O out there. Put him in complete conflicts with that diamond. How are you going to guard that? Then we'll put our best receiver up top. If you want to leave single coverage, you want to play only one safety high, you want to go shift to that diamond, good luck defending the guy singled out wide.
Facts.
That's it. I'm so excited for this hire.
Yeah.
So excited.
Like I said, I mean, you finally have an identity, but there's so much more to it. Like we talked about recruiting, and that was a big part of what I thought was important with this hire. Is like someone who has built relationships in recruiting, someone who has footprints, someone who has players who he recruited. There might have been guys that he had interest in coming to Sacramento State, but those guys said, no, like I want to go to a bigger school. Yeah. Well, maybe they're not happy at that bigger school. Now they want to transfer here and come play in this offense. That's a big part of it. And here's the other big part of it is Brennan Marion has no marriage to doing things a certain way, except for the best way that he sees fit. And this was the quote that probably got me the most fired up of anything I heard him say. He's talking about him and his offensive coordinator, who I looked it up. His name's Kenneth Merchant. Might be an interesting person to bring over in some sort of role with Brennan Marion. But he says, anytime they are playing a team, him and his OC will find the defensive coordinator, look up every single stop they've ever called defensive plays at, and find every touchdown they have ever allowed.
This dude's a sicko.
Diabolical.
And he literally said that. He's like, yeah, me and my guy are kind of college football sickos. And so we will go and find every touchdown that defensive coordinator has ever given up. And if you watch the touchdowns that we score against those teams, they look a lot like the ones that they've given up in the past. And the one that he showed in this example was like one of those little return motion man beaters.
Yeah.
And he was just like, we saw this. They got beat on it once.
Run it.
Clearly they don't coach it well. We're going to go right back to it. And so that was something that I really felt was missing from this last offensive coordinator, is playing to your opponent's weaknesses.
Yes.
Rather than what you determine to be your strengths, scheme stuff up to what they are bad at.
And I think another quick example of exactly what you're talking about right there. I tweeted this again earlier, that play that I was mentioning earlier with kind of the running back wheel out of the diamond formation that picked up a first down. Guess what Brennan Marion does? Calls it right again on the very next play for a touchdown.
Or to the house.
Yeah. If they can't stop it, run it. And that kind of goes right into what you're talking about, where these coaches, if they haven't, taught it the right way on how to stop it, you got to take advantage of that until they figure out a way to limit it or, put an end to it.
He had an interesting piece about when he was at Texas. And to the point of, if they can't stop it, just keep going back to it. And he was like, hey, like, I love Sark. He had all these really cool plays. But when I was there, we had Bijan Robinson. And I was just like, to the point where he told me to shut up. I was just like, give the ball to Bijan. Give the ball to Bijan. Give the ball to Bijan.
Let's go, man.
He's like, yeah, but, he had all these cool plays he wanted to call.
Oh, yeah. Feel free to use the band hammer on the trolls, please. Don't worry about it right now.
Brick.
Okay, you said you had a couple more things philosophically you wanted to talk about?
That was the last one there,
Okay.
about just scheming to your opponent's weaknesses.
Cool. Obviously, we're going to be talking all offseason about Brennan Marion. Anything else today? We have some flips, portal news, all sorts of stuff still.
I do want to talk about the narrative about the idea that Brennan Marion is not for long. And it really bothers me, because if you look at what he's done in his career, it should be heralded. It should be praised.
Absolutely.
This is a guy who started at what he described as like a private high school with barely any players, and has risen all the way to whatever one you believe is higher, FCS head coach, or now Power 5, Power 4 offensive coordinator.
Yeah. Yep.
And I truly believe that if he was white, he would be, oh, look at this up and coming star, blah, blah. He's incredible.
Yeah.
He's gotten a better job every year or every 2 years, no matter where he's gone. But no, instead it's, oh yeah, this guy, he can't stay anywhere for one. Look at his path. Look at the path. Tell me where he downgraded.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
They're all
he's
promotions.
upgraded every single high. It's a promotion, yes.
All of them.
That is an incredible arc. He's 38 years old, and he has just been skyrocketing through the coaching ranks.
Yes.
And people are saying, oh, he probably won't be at Colorado for long. He probably won't.
And when he leaves, it'll probably be
To be a head coach.
Exactly right.
This is what Coach Prime does. He hires coaches so that they can elevate themselves, like, under his team and platform. Like, that's what Coach Prime is all about, right?
Yes.
I mean, we've been talking about like how he's got a little bit of a coaching tree kind of blooming here recently. This guy is like, what a guy to have in your coaching tree now, man.
Yes.
I mean, not only can he completely turn around this offense and get you back to winning football, but this can be like a thing for college, like a style that like is synonymous with the CU Buff and the Ralphie logo. You know what I mean? Like, this is big time stuff.
Totally. 100%. One of the honestly one of the fastest risers I've seen. Usually when someone has climbed that far, they're like 50 years old.
Yeah.
38.
38
Brennan
years
Marion
old.
is.
And he has launched his way up the rankings. I also thought it was cool talking about he was at Howard. And while he was at Howard, they pulled off one of the best, one of, if not the biggest upset in college football
It's the
history.
biggest.
Yeah,
It's
it is
the
the biggest.
40-point underdogs to UNLV.
45-point underdogs, bro.
45-point underdogs to UNLV. Brennan Marion in the go-go offense goes in there and upsets UNLV. Mm-hmm. And over time, UNLV is like, we should bring that here.
Absolutely. That's how it works.
So, pretty cool.
And just an elite recruiter, bro. One last thing. This man signed
We got to take a break at some point.
the #1 recruiting class in 2026.
Yes.
The #1 FCS recruiting class in 2026. And we'll talk a lot more about recruiting.
Lots to talk about
here.
with recruiting. I promise we'll talk about it. Let's take our next break and shout out our friends over at Dick's Sporting Goods, the place to go for all the hottest apparel, footwear, equipment. I mean, damn near everything. I mean, back in the day, I used to go to these stores for fun, just hang out, shop around, especially, lead up to football season, get you a mouthpiece, a face mask,
all the gear,
gloves, cleats, all that stuff. Make sure you hit them up. Like I mentioned, you can get hottest apparel and footwear from top brands like Nike, Adidas Originals, FP Movement, VRST, Calia, DNVR. Get your DNVR gear over at Dick's Sporting Goods now as well. Plus, as I mentioned, score all the latest equipment for baseball, football, soccer, basketball, golf, and all your tailgating essentials as well. Kind of the off season for tailgating, football, baseball, all that stuff. So make sure you're ready to go for the next season over at Dick's Sporting Goods. If you found a lower price, they will match it with their best price guarantee. Get your gear fast with curbside pickup at your nearest store, or easy shipping from Dicks.com, because every season starts at Dick's.
Shout out to Dick's and shout out to our friends, our good friends over at Common Spirit Mountain Region, man. Hey, y'all, it's cold outside. Listen, the sniffles are coming. The flu season is around the corner if it isn't already here. So make sure you take care of yourself, man. Whether it's a routine checkup, managing a chronic condition, or responding to an emergency, you can trust that Common Spirit is going to deliver exceptional care close to home. Experience the difference compassion makes. Find a Common Spirit location near you and discover a standard of health and healing by visiting mountain.commonspirit.org. Common Spirit Health, official healthcare partner of the first place in the AFC West, Denver Broncos. Shout out to Common Spirit.
All right. Recruiting, tons to get to here. Let's start with the flip or Sac State. Like, there's a lot.
Yeah, the flip.
Let's start with the commit.
All right. Braylon Edwards. Not that Braylon.
No
Edwards.
relation, I believe.
No relation,
What
I
a
don't
name.
think either. But shout out to that Braylon Edwards as well, by the way. But Braylon Edwards, 2026 cornerback from Duncanville High School, Duncanville, Texas. That is a power high school in the state of Texas. 1,313th overall recruit, 117th ranked safety. I mean, honestly, not the best ratings, but Yaya, do you have the clips of his film? This guy is one of my favorite players from this class.
Hit him.
He wears the number 7.
He's look at some of these clips, man.
Something about that number 7.
Playing all over the field too. He's going to play outside corner. He's going to play safety. He's going to play nickel. The way he drives on the football, the way the football finds him too. He's just one of those playmakers back there in the secondary. I think he's got good technique to cover already. In man coverage and all that. The ball just finds him here, I'm pretty sure. This guy's awesome. And this is now your 4th cornerback / safety recruit in the 2026 class. Look at him hawking down the ball to the perimeter there. That ball was called short, too. This guy is – I'm super excited for Braylon Edwards, man.
It's the physicality for me, bro. This is a linebacker playing defensive back. Like, he has that type of mentality.
Look at him stacking
shed. Yeah, bro. Oh, my gosh. Like, another polished kid who's been playing around some elite football talent down there in Duncanville. We know what Duncanville typically produces when it comes to football talent, and Braylon Edwards is really no exception. This 2026 recruiting class with now 4 defensive backs in it, those 4 DBs got something to them, each of them, in their own kind of different way. But I think the common thread throughout all 4 of them is this physicality that we're talking about.
Exactly what I was just about to
Preston Ashley, Mojo Williams, and Alexander Ward as well, who's kind of a two-way player, can play some corner, play some receiver, and then now our guy Braylon Edwards here, dogs in that secondary. And we talked about this year. Aside from Tawfiq Bayard, that was a position group, cornerback and safety, that left a lot to be desired, particularly in the mentality department. With these guys coming in, like I said, who kind of each all have that dog in them. That's what you want to see. And this Braylon Edwards Braylon Edwards kid is going to become a fan favorite.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you mentioned it with the physicality, but I think that is a clear, what's the word? Point of emphasis.
Yes.
For this recruiting staff is we are going to get corners and safeties and nickels that can hit.
And want to hit.
And I think my guess on the thought process there is if those guys are physical, your whole defense is physical. And physicality is going to be a part of your identity.
Facts. Hell yeah.
This is exciting, though. I mean, out of nowhere.
Former SMU commit, offers from all over the SEC, Arkansas, Arizona State as well, Auburn as well. This is a hell of a player and a hell of a get on day 3, the final day of the early signing day period.
Yeah, he is committed. I don't know if he's planning on signing later today or not. It has not been reported that he has signed yet, though, so we'll see. Again, this is the last day of the early signing period, so we'll see exactly what he decides. There's another player, though, that we need to follow for the remainder of today as the early signing day period closes down, too. Someone is also saying Noah King has just hit the portal.
Yes.
Also, Tayon Parks has also hit the portal recently.
Yeah.
Big revamp of the secondary coming.
You absolutely needed it.
Yep.
It's a weird, we don't have to spend too much time talking about Noah King, but it's been a weird path for him. Joined K-State, spent the spring with them as a true freshman, transfers to Colorado for his true freshman season, and now he's in the portal again, looking for his 3rd team before his sophomore season.
Before he's ever really played.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which sucks. I was really excited about Noah King. I felt like he was a really good fit for what Coach Prime wants at corner, so that's a bummer. But that's what happens.
That's what happens.
The other guy, though, that we need to keep an eye on for the remainder of today is a Sac State recruit.
Which, really quick, one more thing on that. True freshmen, if they don't play, they're going to leave. So you bring in 40 freshmen and you play 15 of them, at least 20 of them are leaving.
Somebody mad. Somebody upset.
Yeah, well, you pull up Xavier McDonald's profile here. Xavier McDonald committed to Sac State on the 4th of July. 6'2", 160-pound wide receiver from Morton High School in Morton, Mississippi. Rated the 313th overall player in the class, 47th wide receiver, and he's a 4-star on the composite rankings from 247. Sacramento State earned his commitment again back in July over LSU, Ole Miss, Bama. Tons of the blue chip recruit. He said he's committed to Brennan Marion. Obviously, he ends up leaving the program. And I believe it was Chad Simmons. It was someone from Rivals reported that Colorado is going to try and flip this guy. As I mentioned, he said he's committed to Coach Marrion. He told Rivals that he wanted to go check out Colorado first. Yeah. But Marion's his guy. So we'll see. I'd imagine probably not today, maybe more so a February signing if he really wants to come out to Boulder and check it out. But this is someone to keep an eye out for.
His quote was, "I am locked in with my coach, Marrion.
Yep.
But before I could do anything with my decision, me and my family would have to take a visit to Colorado," McDonald told Rivals.
See you soon.
Yep.
See
Absolutely.
You soon. Are we going to talk about other Sac State?
Yes.
There's one in particular I would like to.
Desmond Hardy.
That's the guy.
So Desmond Hardy is another guy to look out for. This is so. If you look at this is a look of the recruits who have committed to Sac State who have signed. However, this guy
have not signed.
However, this guy is a guy who has signed. Desmond Hardy has signed with Sac State. And he and Joseph Pecco have been quote tweeting each other, tagging each other, link up all this stuff.
Joseph and Domata Pecco Jr., both of them.
Oh, okay. Joseph as well. He's the one who's still hasn't decided, right?
Yeah, Joseph Pecco actually an hour ago, though, who is still undecided.
Mm-hmm.
Last we heard, he was deciding between Colorado and North Carolina. Joseph Pecco posted a picture an hour ago of him and Desmond Hardy. Or Desmond Hardy actually posted a picture of him and Joseph Pecco saying, "Brother for life." And Joseph Pecco quote retweeted that and says, "We got to run it back, fam." And that's in addition to Domata Pecco quote retweeting Desmond Hardy's photo with Brennan Marion. And Domata Pecco quote retweeted it saying, "We need you at CU." And did you see Desmond Hardy's tweet earlier today, actually?
Mm-hmm.
He goes, I'm not hard to find. I do this.
Should have said I'm not hardy to find.
Desmond Hardy is 6'5", y'all. 6'5", 200-pound receiver down there in the South, man. That would be another great ad. Again, obviously has former teammates with the Peckos. Keep an eye on it.
Go back to the commits if you could, Yaya. Most of these kids are 3 stars. There's 1 2-star, and then a few unranked recruits. Again, this is Sac State. They play out of the Big Sky, I believe, FCS.
Yep.
These players are just, a lot of them are going to be a level that's not good enough for CU, frankly. But there is going to be, I'm sure, some players coming over, even potentially from the portal, who played for Coach Brennan Marion last year.
Definitely.
And again, the ones that maybe he didn't land because they wanted to go to a bigger school might be the best options here.
Yep. That being said, I'm sorry, bro. What's his name? Hardy, the wide receiver. Desmond Hardy, the former LSU commit. Did he sign today or just commit?
I don't know.
Committed to Kentucky. I don't know if he signed.
Oh no, you're talking about Kenny Darby.
Kenny Darby.
Kenny Darby. Yes, I don't know if he signed, but he committed to Kentucky today.
Okay. That was the one who Juju quote tweeted and told Corey that he liked him, basically.
I really want him. That's a ball player right there. Ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
They go get some other ones, but I was just looking at his stats because I was getting a potential tweet ready. Over the last 2 years, this Hardy kid, 183 catches. Darby, thank you. I was thinking of Desmond Hardy. Hardy and a lot of that going on. 183 catches over the last 2 years and like 2,800 yards, like 32 touchdowns. It's very easy to see why Julian said that we want him.
Yeah, it's just tough in the current setup of things. How much money can you afford to spend on a freshman wide receiver?
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the schools that were involved there, you know that it was going to get expensive.
Yeah, Alabama, LSU, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Kentucky, Houston, and Colorado.
And I'm pretty sure he just followed the LSU OC.
Yes, who's getting hired under Will Stein at Kentucky.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take our final break. We got to make picks. We'll talk a little bit about coaching carousel. But first, a shout out to our friends over at Taco Bell, baby. They've been doing the damn thing all football season long. The Buffs box is going away sooner rather than later, so make sure you hit up your local Colorado Taco Bell. Get yourself a Buffs box. That's 4 Taco Bell classics and a player collectible cup for only $7. One of the best deals in food right now. Make sure you hit up our friends over at Taco Bell. And they've been crushing it with their new menu items and throwback items all year long. New one is the steak and roasted poblano rolled quesadilla, warm grilled tortilla filled with marinated steak, melty cheese, fire roasted poblano peppers, and a flavorful spicy ranch sauce as well. Also available in Cantina Chicken. Taco Bell's just the GOAT when it comes to creating unbelievable menu items to satisfy your cravings. Again, as the college football season winds down, pick up your Buffs box. Last chance to do so. Again, 4 Taco Bell classics, player collectible cup, only $7. Shout out Taco Bell. Liv Moss.
Shout out Taco Bell and shout out to the squad over at Coors Light, man. Jake, I don't know if you knew this, bro, but this is our first Saturday of the off season.
Yeah.
This is our first Saturday off season coming up. You know, it does suck, but it's going to be nice to choose chill.
Yes, it will.
And we're going to be choosing chill with some Coors Light, watching a ball with some Coors Light. And actually, I heard an interview recently with Kurt Cignetti, Indiana head coach, who's going to be playing in the Big Ten championship this weekend. And he was asked about, like, hey, coach, do you have time to, like, think about what you've accomplished in Indiana since you've been here? He was like, no, I really don't. One day when I'm old, kicking back, drinking a Coors Light, I'll be able to think back on the days. And
shout out Kurt Cignetti, certified chiller, baby.
Kurt Cignetti? Kurt Cignetti? Shout out to him, man. And shout out to Coors Light, man. Make the most of the times you choose to chill. Choose Coors Light. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door. Visit CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
All right. Real quick on the coaching carousel. We'll have to go and touch on this, like a full segment next week on the coaching carousel. But another one in the Big 12. Well, first off, 2 in the Big 12 today, or in the last 24 hours. Colin Klein is back at Manhattan to be the head coach of Kansas State. They obviously
Hope
moved.
that goes terribly.
Yeah, of course, and that moved really quickly. But a vacancy, Matt Campbell is headed to Penn State. He has left Iowa State.
Poor Cyclone Larry, man.
Poor guy.
That's all I could think about during this. Look, I think this is good news for the rest of the Big 12 in both cases. The Colin Klein hire, to me, I don't like not doing a search and hiring a coach. So sometimes I just feel like that's going to backfire, even though in general that's considered a good hire. And then obviously Iowa State, like you guys probably don't remember this, but Iowa State used to be a joke.
Yeah.
Now they did have the Seneca Wallace years where they were actually kind of sick. But outside of that, like they were usually a doormat. And so Matt Campbell had them just consistently good.
For sure.
Even though I felt like he was overrated. And I don't think that he would have gotten a job this big if it weren't for the absolute disaster of a coaching search that Penn State put on. But the chances of Iowa State hiring a coach as good as Matt Campbell again are low.
Slim to none.
Especially at this point in the cycle.
Yep. I think this is awesome for Matt Campbell, though. I think that, what he's done with less compared to so many other, not even other Power 4 programs, other Big 12 programs has been very impressive. So shout out to him. Also, shout out to K-State fans. I can't imagine how lit that must be to have like the biggest legend in program history almost. As still kind of like Brennan Marion, like coming up, rising through the coaching ranks. He's doing really well. And now he's going to be your head coach. Like, imagine if this guy's there for the next, 10, 15 years at least. Like, he's going to become the most substantial figure in the program's history.
Maybe other than Bill Snyder.
Sure, but like to coach, be in the
From a
Heisman race,
player,
bring him to number one, and now to return?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
If it works.
For sure.
Maybe your boy Matt Campbell can get a new hat.
He's going to have to. How many years did he coach at Iowa State? Like 10?
Something like that.
Probably close to it.
He probably had that hat since the first day he was hired.
I would bet.
He was at Toledo from 11 to 15, so 10 years.
Decade, yeah.
10 years, yeah. 10-year-old hat. I wonder if he's going to like go around Happy Valley asking people if they have any old-ass hats he can have. Nasty.
All right, let's make picks.
Let's get it.
Updates in the standings. What?
Nothing.
There's a reason why this game is up here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, can't wait to hear it. What's the update on the standings?
Charles Kelly's the head coach at Jacksonville
We know.
State. The updates on the standings. 3-point gap now separates me from Scotty and RK from Scotty. So RK's in the lead, 62.5. Scotty right behind, 59.5. I'm 56.5.
So did I have another good week last week?
You and Scotty both got 5 points.
Okay, so not great.
You missed your hammer, though. You guys both actually missed your hammers. I hit mine. That's the only thing that saved me this last week.
Who'd you hammer?
Georgia Tech against Georgia.
Right.
You guys, you had
I had
Utah, which
Utah.
was excruciating, I'm sure.
Joke.
And Scotty had A&M. No one picked Texas, who obviously won outright. Here we go. Let's start off with a Conference USA Championship game. What side are you going to pick? Coach, I believe his name is Jerry Mack. Is that right? Kennesaw State, probably one of the stories of the season, if you guys haven't been following.
Didn't they just come up to FBS like last
Just
year?
came
or
up
this
to
year?
FBS.
Was it this year or last year?
Yes. No, this is their first
Wow.
year in FBS. They were the worst team by overall in the new CFB
Right.
video game.
Right. That's yeah.
Wow.
And then they come out in the Conference USA and they end up in the title game against Charles Kelly's Jacksonville State, I believe Gamecocks. 2.5-point line for Kennesaw State. Pick a side.
Give me Jacksonville State.
I never pick against Owls. Give me Kennesaw State.
All right. I'm going to pick the Gamecocks. Shout out Coach Kelly.
And Trevor Woods.
And Trevor Woods.
T.
Yeah,
Woods.
hell yeah. Next one. This is not for a playoff spot, I don't think. I don't know. Maybe
Can't
Boise
be.
can sneak
And
in.
they're like 8-4.
Yeah, it can't be.
Well, I think UNLV's 10-2 actually. So if they win and chaos goes along in the North Texas Tulane game, who knows? But someone from the G5 is going to be in the playoffs, maybe two. I believe this is in Boise. I think the Mountain West plays their title games.
I thought they played in Vegas.
Yeah, I think they do.
Oh, do they now?
right.
Well,
So then-
before they played at the home games.
So now it is a home game for UNLV.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting twist there then.
Dogs are barking tonight, baby. Give me UNLV.
No, this is Albertson Stadium, Boise, Idaho.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm taking Boise State on the blue turf in a championship game.
Boise just owns that conference so much. I got to stick with them.
UNLV.
Dan Mullen led UNLV.
Mm-hmm.
Brennan Marion vibes too, if you want.
Yeah. I bet you he's not running much go-go.
Absolutely not. No,
This game tonight too?
I believe this game is tonight. Yes. So yeah, all three, the two prior games we picked in this game are all tonight.
This is the battle of departing coaches.
Yep. And
Are
both
of them coaching?
of them are coaching. So Chris, right? Chris Morris? What's his name?
Summerall's at Tulane. Morris was.
It's not Chris, I don't think.
Yeah.
Is it?
What's his
Morris
name?
was at Chris Morris was at Texas.
Oh, it is Chris?
North Texas, yeah. Or Eric Morris. Eric Morris.
Morris.
Eric
Sorry.
Morris.
Eric Morris is at North Texas. Luke Westermeyer, I believe, is the name of the quarterback. and
Bro,
he
I
is-
didn't know he was a freshman.
Yeah, bro.
I found that out like this week.
He wasn't a starter at his high school either, I don't
That's
think.
crazy, bro.
Yeah.
What?
He's been going crazy this year, and I was like, oh yeah, that's a good find by Eric Morris out there. This dude's a freshman dog. But give me Tulane. I
Do you
told
think
you
there's
the
any
dogs are
chance he
barking tonight.
doesn't go with him to Oklahoma State?
Can't even envision a scenario where he doesn't.
Drew
Probably-
Mestemaker, that's his name.
Probably just more money
Yeah,
from
for-
somewhere else.
Maybe. I mean, it is still Oklahoma State, but it is your coach at the same time. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Scotty's on Tulane. Where are you,
Dogs are
RK?
Barking tonight, baby.
I'll go with North Texas. I wish I could pick against the team that didn't have their coach, but
This might be at Tulane Stadium. Yulman Stadium? Ring any bells?
sounds like it's in.
That is
Orleans.
Tulane Stadium. Yep. That's Tulane Stadium. So it's a home game for Tulane. I'm taking North Texas on the road as well.
Nolans.
All right. That was a massive game, by the way. Winner of that basically goes to the CFP,
Yeah.
pretty much. Wow. Power 4, here we go. 10 a.m. Saturday morning. Our
I would be
championship
so
game.
pissed if we were in the Big 12 championship and they were playing that shit at 10 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
Isn't it crazy how they put all these Big 12 teams in all these late slots and then they play this championship game at 10 a.m.?
It's bullshit.
I mean, y'all know why.
Well, they wanted to put the other conferences in prime time because
Exactly
they don't
right.
respect the Big 12. That's why.
exactly right.
Just imagine like not having time to tailgate the championship game.
Yeah, crazy. This is at
I was going to ask you where it's at.
AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas.
Right.
And
BYU
yes, of course, you could wake up at like 6 a.m.
That's
Just doesn't
doing
hit
a
the
lot.
same.
For sure.
Just doesn't hit the same.
Well, it is 11 a.m. local in Dallas for this game. So
Not
you
as
get an
bad.
extra hour. Texas Tech, 12.5-point favorites. It was a very similar line just about a month or so ago when these two teams played. And BYU lost 29-7 at home?
I think it was on the
At
road.
Texas Tech, yes.
I'm going to go with BYU here. And it's just a credit to the coaching staff to me. I think that they're going to have a game plan that allows them to stay in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I alluded to it, I think Wednesday. That BYU team just watched their head coach tried to get pulled away, and he stayed true and stayed locked in with them boys. I think they're going to be playing very motivated. I like BYU to at least cover.
I picked BYU on the draft pod yesterday, but I have to make a tactical decision. I'm going to go with Texas Tech now.
That's crazy.
Why?
Did you see they got those twin brothers?
Yeah,
to flip
from Utah.
today? They're
those are
cold though.
Two top wide receiver recruits in the state of Utah,
They're
too.
cold,
They flip
bro.
from Utah to BYU.
Yeah.
Yes, today.
That's nasty work.
On the last day of the early signing day period.
I just feel like in life you have to either be a Utah person or a BYU person. You just change overnight.
For real.
I don't know, man. SEC title game.
Most oralist SEC title game ever.
I mean, I said it yesterday. And, also, we go to 16-team conferences. We bring Texas and OU into the SEC, and we still end up with Georgia, Alabama in the title game. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
This is in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, of course. 2 o'clock local time for a kickoff. Or 2 o'clock our time, Mountain Time, sorry. The Bulldogs are 2.5-point favorites. These teams did not play each other in the regular season.
I absolutely love the Bulldogs, so I'm going to pick them and hammer them.
At Georgia, first SEC game of the year, I think, for both teams. Alabama beat Georgia 24-21.
Oh, yeah. Hammer in Georgia.
I'll take Georgia.
I'm taking Bama.
Love it.
1 versus 2. Perhaps the most meaningless 1 versus 2 matchup in the history of the sport, which is insane. These two teams did not play each other.
Are they
in the regular
both
season.
undefeated?
Yes. Both undefeated. Both have a Heisman contender. Ohio State, big win this morning, too. They got Chris Henry Jr. to actually sign as well.
Yep. Which is surprising to me without Brian Hartline.
Yeah, but also it's Ohio State.
Still Ohio State. And they got the young quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this line should be larger. Is it just me?
For Ohio State?
Yeah.
Well, then take the Buckeyes.
Don't tell me what to do. Who y'all got?
I'm taking Ohio State.
Trying to figure out who cares more about this.
I don't know if either. There might be a bye at play here. I do think both teams are going to play this game 110%.
I think that Ohio State, with a national championship in their back pocket, doesn't care about this one quite as much as Indiana, who's trying to prove that they actually belong in this echelon of teams.
It's fair.
So give me Indiana to cover, at least.
I'd argue that I think Ohio State has an interest in making sure Indiana stays where they belong, too. Not allowing them to top them in that fashion.
The game was last weekend, right? Ohio State, Michigan?
Yeah, of course.
I think I like Indiana here. After Ohio State coming off that big win, obviously it means a lot to them. And obviously they know they're going to be in the playoff regardless of what happens here. So I like Indiana, yeah.
All right, Duke, Virginia. Probably the biggest game of the weekend, oddly, somehow.
No.
How so?
I mean, I understand
this
that
shapes
Virginia
the
could
entire
get in.
CFP, pretty much.
Tell me more.
So Virginia's ranked.
I think they're like 17.
They are the
18?
17th team in the country. Obviously, they win this game, they're in. They're already in the top 25. They're ranked by the committee. They're just in. They get the auto ACC berth. But so if Duke wins this game, they're not even ranked. They're a 7-5 football team. They got in on a conditional tiebreaker into this game. And if they win this game, there's virtually no chance in hell they make the top 25. So they would not make the CFP, and it could potentially open up a spot for.
Hold on. There's no auto bids anymore?
No, the auto bids are it's the top 5 conference winners ranked.
Highest ranked
Yes.
conference winners.
Highest ranked conference winner. So what team?
So James Madison, who's also 11-1, is ranked number 25. They are 23-point favorites to play, I think, Troy
Yes,
tonight. And that could potentially open the door for JMU and the winner of North Texas Tulane to enter the college football playoff and then mess up the entire at-large situation. This is the biggest, most important game of the weekend.
So if you are a Texas or a Vandy,
Yes.
you are begging Virginia to win.
Yes.
Go Duke. God, I just love chaos so much.
That's exactly why I'm picking Duke. I'm on Team Chaos. I
Where's this at? Where they play the ACC title game at?
believe in Charlotte. I just
That sounds
changed.
about
Hold
right.
on.
Neither of these teams have any business going to the college football playoff.
Yeah, Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte.
Well, y'all both on Duke. Well, I'm going to take the better team. So give me Virginia.
All right.
Come on, Mensa, do something.
Okay, you took it. I'm sorry. Going
You
back
put
to
Jake twice.
Going back to UNLV. You took UNLV.
No,
Or
he
Boise.
took Boise.
You took Boise?
I'm going to
Okay.
hammer Boise.
All right.
I took UNLV.
You took UNLV. Okay. Who you hammering, Scotty?
Georgia.
All right. So I'm confused. I'll do this later. I will hammer. I'm gonna hammer Texas Tech again.
Wow.
They're the real deal.
They are?
They're gonna lock down a bye. And you hammered Georgia, correct?
Yes, sir.
We have Army Navy next week. We can pick that. It's obviously only one game, and then we can pick the bowls as the weeks go along, if that were. Or we can pick the bowl games as they come along every day,
I was
basically.
going to say, is this the last traditional week then of
Yes,
picks?
pretty much.
Oh.
Did you guys know that Brennan Marion's quarterback at Howard when they upset UNLV was Cam Newton's brother?
No, that's amazing though.
Kalen Newton had him as MEAC Freshman of the Year in 2017.
Wow.
And then MEAC Player of the Year in 2018.
Hell yeah.
I think I saw today, I think it was Brian who tweeted it, that like Marrion has coached like 4 conference freshmen of the year. If I'm not mistaken.
That would probably
Let's go.
add up. Jordan Mayava. Here we go. And, oh, God, I just lost it. And Haj Malik Williams.
Right, at UNLV, yeah.
Going back and just watching the UNLV stuff, Ricky White was so dope. I don't know where
He
he's
was
at
sick.
now, but shout out to that guy.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine if you're Brennan Marion, you just show Omari and Miller just Ricky White highlights.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, honestly, if anyone out there is actually interested in this type of stuff and wants to see what this offense is going to look like with Julian Lewis, I think the Mayava year
Yes.
is probably the most
Yes.
translatable, with the most drop back passing.
Mm-hmm. He was a true freshman, I believe, then, right?
Yep.
Maeva, and it was rough at times, but yeah, that's what I agree with.
Threw
as
for
well.
over 3,000 yards, though.
Mhm. Yeah. I mean, I can't remember what his first start was, but I watched that last night, and that was
Yeah.
the strike. He clearly got better in the game. It was crazy. Wow, what a week. What a day. This was awesome. We'll be back next week. We'll talk all about it. It's going to be a great weekend of football this weekend, too. Very exciting.
Definitely.
I think we might get even more good news this weekend.
I agree. Stay tuned, though. I mean, if anything crazy happens remainder of the day, I mean, I guess we're on emergency pod watch.
Yeah, and some of the rumors that are floating around in terms of other coaching moves are incredibly exciting, too. So
Yes, they are.
I know.
Oh, my God. I forgot about all this. Go
I know
ahead.
y'all saw who Florida State let go of today.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Another amazing recruiter, Pat Surtain is, too.
Yeah.
Yep,
Defensive
and I
backs
mean-
coach Patrick Surtain Sr., who, like you said, is an elite recruiter.
You could only imagine he would be interested in moving closer to where his son plays every other Sunday
Yep.
You would think.
and lives, of course.
Yep.
We almost forgot about these super chats.
I know. Let's go through these. Alonzo's first up. Speaking of him, do you guys think Coach Prime should try to bring in Pat Surtain Sr.? Of course.
Yes, but there's also some other exciting options in that
Yes, there
regard.
are. Yes, there are. Jay's Mayhem. What's up, man? Good to see you again. He says, "What's up, brothers? Thank you for continuing being you, being a great man, and what's up, FDP? Continue being a fucking dope producer."
Hell yeah.
Also, shout out to Yaya because he is the producer today. But also shout out to FDP. Appreciate you, Jays. Funky dope producer. Zach says, "Do our current RBs fit the go-go?" I think Micah can absolutely be a
Yeah,
force of nature.
We never got to biggest winners.
Yeah.
Oh, we can use it as a headline next week.
Another thing we can do next week.
Yeah.
But I think Draylon is a big winner
Yes,
in
he
this.
is.
And as I was just watching Brennan Marion stuff last night, I'm like, there are so many players that people and analysts and fans wrote off this year that are going to have massive comebacks next year if they stick around.
Yeah.
Draylon Miller being one of them. Q for 6.
Yep.
The touches that he would get in this offense.
Cam Michael.
Yes.
Bro, I would add Dallin's name to that as well. But as we were watching this receiver for Sacramento State this year, the young kid who a lot of people were excited
Ernest
about.
Campbell.
Yes, Ernest Campbell.
Yeah.
When I was watching him, bro, I'm like, that's Quentin Gibson, bro.
Yeah.
That's Quentin Gibson. Like, and again, Brennan Marion go do some special things with the talent he has at his disposal here at Colorado.
And I wouldn't be surprised if Ernest Campbell comes too.
Me either.
It's gonna be fun.
Who was the guy on UNLV is like De La Rosa or like something along those lines. He's number 21. It's like a little scat back slot receiver. He was doing some crazy stuff.
From 23?
Yeah. Or 24.
De Jesus?
De Jesus.
Jacob De Jesus.
You look
over at him, I'm dead.
He wasn't even paying attention. Whoa. We don't throw that around here.
He's at Cal.
He's at Cal now.
He's at Cal now, yep.
But he like those manufactured touches for playmakers are just going to thrive around here.
For real.
Yep. He had a great year this year at Cal, though. 99 receptions, 892 yards, and 5 touchdowns. He's a senior, though.
Hella productive.
T95 Sports, the backs are not the problem. It was the scheme. The scheme was the problem for a lot of stuff. Jersey Mike says going against...
I did see someone like take issue with the fact that me saying we haven't had a dog running back in the Coach Prime era. I stand by it.
All right.
I don't know why somebody would take issue with that.
I mean, we still haven't had a 100-yard rusher run through year 4.
Exactly.
Part of that scheme, part of that's personnel.
Yeah. I mean, I like some of the pieces we have at running back.
Absolutely.
But we haven't had a guy who is just like,
Blue
you don't
chip.
even have to think twice.
Right.
This guy's getting the rock.
Yep. Jersey Mike says going against this in practice will help the defense. Yes, absolutely. I think the level of competitiveness is going to be raised daily at practice because of Brennan Marion in this offense.
Yep. I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. You're going to have to cram 3 weeks worth of prep for this offense into 1 week when you play Colorado.
Definitely.
Yep.
It's even one of those, depending on how good the Buffs are, that teams might put in a couple days in fall camp just to lay the groundwork of like how you defend this. So when you get around to it, you don't have to squeeze that into 3 days.
Yep.
I thought it was interesting, too, that this season Sacramento State played Weber State and beat them. Obviously, who Colorado plays in week 2 in 2026. Obviously, I don't think you should need some extra, coaching advantage in that matchup, but it can't hurt.
Weber State, is that Damian Lillard?
Yes, sir. They're in Utah, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
North, I believe. Could be wrong. Jermaine says light bulb. UF could be his elevation. We'll see. We'll see. Carlton says SWAC championship tomorrow. JSU versus Prairie View. Considers selecting one SWAC MEAC game a week next season. Absolutely.
I like that.
Picking that game. Do you like our guy at Prairie View, or are we going with the Unks team at Jackson?
We like both those coaches.
Yeah, we like both those teams.
I got to stick with Jackson.
Likewise.
I'll pick my guy at Prairie View. What's his name? Shout out King Motivator.
For real.
He just had the greatest quote when we were in Houston. They were playing Rice.
Well, he had another fantastic one this week, too, where he was like, recruits, like, I understand if you're waiting for us to call your phones and you're hearing from all these other schools. We're busy preparing for a national or a championship run or something like that.
When we were down there in Houston, he was doing like his coach's show at the bar we were at, and they're asking him about the challenge of playing Rice. He goes, I don't care if we're playing rice, mashed potatoes, or mac and cheese. We just got to do what we do.
What a guy.
Legend. 21 Pays says Christian Ward will be the next IMG star freshman.
Hell yeah.
I like him a lot, man. You've had a
player.
freshman wide receiver break out every year, the Coach Primary at Colorado. If you want to go back to Jackson, you can count Travis Hunter, too.
Facts.
And Kevin Coleman. That's it. Yeah, what a fun week. We needed that so bad.
It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Welcome home, Brennan Marion.
Facts. Hopefully there's a press conference soon, but we'll see. Enjoy the football this weekend. We'll be back on Monday. We'll talk to y'all then. Let's go Buffs.
Let's go Buffs.
We all silly like the mayor.